Good afternoon and welcome. My name's Cary and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the United Kingdom. And today's been a very busy day. We had card and a cover this morning and it was amazing. We had lots of people turn up and there was lots of chatting and crafting and laughing. Perfect start to the week. So what are we doing today? Well, I thought I'd give you some sneak peeks of the new 25-27 in colours from Stampin' Up. And I've also got a lovely little stamp set and die that I received on stage in Strasbourg last week, which is why I wasn't there. But hey, let me just check and see if I'm going live. If you can see or hear me, could you please give me a thumbs up, just so I know what's going on. Oh, I've got things piled up everywhere and I can't see what I'm doing. Nothing new there then. Oh, it looks like I might be on the laptop, so okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to turn you around so we can have a quick look first. We're going to make a really simple, easy card and share the colours, see what we all think of them. Let's turn you around so you're looking at the desk rather than at me. And straight away you can see this stamp set. Now, lighting is an issue in this house and I'm not quite sure if I've got it right or not, but hey ho. Okay, so this stamp set, hi Andrea, thank you, is one I received on stage, and it's a photopolymer set and it will be available from April, I believe. It's May, could be May, sorry, could be May. I'm getting my months muddled. It's going to be an online exclusive, but it's really quite useful, I thought. I thought these flowers, I don't do an awful lot with flowers, but I quite liked the fact this is a two-step stamping. So if you're new here and you don't know what two-step stamping is, let me explain. Okay, so these are photopolymer stamps, and as you can see, let's look at this one. We have a solid image. This is completely flat. So when you stamp it, you would get that whole image. This one is more detailed. It's got texture and grooves on it. And it will only stamp that. So if you do this one first, and in a lighter colour, and then put this one over the top, you get all the details. And we've got 1, 2, 3 little flowers there, all different, that go towards making up a lovely bouquet. We've also got the centres for the flowers. They look like jelly tots to me. I don't know if you have jelly tots anywhere else in the world, but here in the UK we do, and it's one of my favourites. They're little jelly sweets with sugary bits on top. Very tasty. And we have a stalk and a leaf that's also two-step. So that's the stamps. Let's just pop that back on there. And what you can also purchase are coordinating dies. I love this oval, look. We have a die there that cuts with the faux stitching. I think they call it faux stitching. And then you have one that just cuts a flat surface. This, I do believe, cuts on both sides, so you would create a frame. And then you have the dies for the flowers, the leaves. You've got some extra leaves, you've got some extra stalks, you've got some little flowers, you've got the centres. Quite a useful little set. So that's part of what I wanted to share with you today. We're not going to use the dies, we're only going to use the stamps. But what we are going to be using are the new in colours. Yeah, jelly tots. 1 or 2 or a whole pack. Totally with you on a whole pack. Now, we have in colours at Stampin' Up that come out every 2 years. They only stay for 2 years. And these are the new ones for 25, 27. I will get it right because I've only just learnt 24, 26, so it takes me a while. And 5 colours come out every year and 5 colours retire. So this time we have a selection of colours called, well, this one has the wrong label on it, but that should be Timid Tiger. Strawberry Slush, if you've been around a while, that might ring a bell for you. We'll talk about that in a minute. Secret Sea, Darling Duckling, I love that name, and Cloud Cover. Now, I am very fortunate to have a Cloud Cover ink pad. The Cloud Cover ink the ink pad has been recalled because it didn't meet Stampin' Up's exacting standards. So although I have one here, you won't be able to purchase this you won't be able to purchase any of them unless you're a demonstrator until May. If you're a demonstrator, you can order them, I do believe, from tomorrow on pre-order, but you won't be getting this one. So we'll put that to one side for a moment. Darling Duckling, what a name. So before I do that, let me bring in the cardstock so you can see a larger area. So this is the Cloud Cover cardstock. I pulled out my very elderly and totally not completely up to date. It's from, I don't know when, but quite a while ago. It's a little colour block thing. It doesn't have all the current colours in it, but I thought it might be useful just to have a look at some. I mean, it's got Coastal Cabana in and Bermuda Bay. Bermuda Bay we don't have anymore. But I wanted to show you how the colour looks with these 2 colours. By putting the Pool Party, I'm getting 2s and 8s here, I tell you. Let's just put those there. By putting, this is Pool Party, which is a very greeny blue, and this is Balmy Blue, which is a very bluey blue. So this Cloud Cover is quite a grey blue. I think it's going to work really nicely, and I did wonder how it would look next to good old Smoky Slate. Let's have a quick look at Smoky Slate with it. Now that's a nice colour combo, I have to say. I like the Smoky Slate with the Balmy Blue and the Balmy Blue Pool Party Cloud Cover Smoky Slate. When you put it next to Smoky Slate, it looks a lot more blue. When you put it with the blue, it looks a lot more grey. It's going to be one of those colours, but I think it will be very useful. So let me move on. So that was Cloud Cover. You can purchase the cardstock, and the pattern papers will have this colour in as well from April. Sorry, May. I will get it right one day. So there we go. Next up we have Darling Duckling. I love the names. I love the job of picking the names for these. Some of the people must be very clever there. So I thought I'd have a quick look and see what it looks like with Daffodil Delight and Crushed Curry. So there we go. Let's have Crushed Curry and Daffodil Delight. I don't have a swatch of Lemon Lolly at the moment, but can you see it's a different kind of yellow. Daffodil Delight is brighter. Well, no, they're both bright, but this is more greeny yellow. The Crushed Curry is more orangey yellow, and Daffodil Delight is more of what I would call a traditional yellow. So that's where the Darling Duckling sits with the yellows. I don't have any scraps or swatches of the Lemon Lolly, I'm afraid, so I can't put that with it. What I might do this week is actually create a little swatch board to put one together so that you can see how they all work with each other. And I'll post a picture of that for you. Next up, Secret Sea. What a lovely name. Now this guy looks very blue at the moment. So let's try him next to some of our blues. So we've got Balmy Blue, Misty Moonlight and Night of Navy. How do we think that's looking on there with those? Yeah, I think they look rather nice. Now it looks very blue there, but if I were to put Evening Evergreen, that's an old one, Mossy Meadow, Shaded Spruce, it turns kind of green, which is very peculiar. The other thing I wanted to point out was that it's that kind of dark cardstock. I thought I had some black in here. That's it with basic grey. Do you see how it's in that kind of tonal area? Misty Moonlight is quite a good match for it, I think, or would work well with it. It picks up the blues nicely there, which I think this is going to be quite a useful colour. I thought I had some black in here. I obviously don't. So I wanted to see what it looked like next to black. Oh, there we go. Basic black. Now it definitely looks blue compared to basic black, doesn't it? Yeah, that's going to be fun to play with, I think, that. I'm looking forward to using that one. And then Strawberry Slash. Now, if you've been around a while, around Stampin' Up a while, or if you've just come back recently, you might recognise the name Strawberry Slash because it was an in colour in 2013, 2015. And it's come back 10 years later almost. Well, just over 10 years, really. So, yes, if you have some lurking in your cupboard, pull it out. You like my colouring? Yes. I am thinking about doing this with my team as well. We might be making one of these. And you could also come to my catalogue launch in May, and that might be there as well. We'll have to wait and see. So, Strawberry Slash. What does Strawberry Slash go with? Well, I had a small piece of, this is Bubble Bath. And let's have a look at the other pinks I have in here. There is Petal Pink. Now look, can you see the different tones in those colours? Bubble Bath is very bluey purple. Petal Pink is very orange pink. And Strawberry Slush is more of a red pink. Now that makes no sense to me until I put the colours together. So let's find some Melon Mambo. One of my all-time favourite shades of pink, Melon Mambo. That works differently against it again. Of course you can, Debs. Anytime, my love. So we have those pinks. We do have a Flirty Flamingo as well. Let's see what Flirty Flamingo looks like with it. There we go. Now Flirty Flamingo is another more of a peachy pink to my mind. So that's looking almost white against these. It's not, I promise you. So that's Strawberry Slash. It's going to be good. It's a little bit different than what we've already got, which is always good to know. And now my favourite. I love the name of this as well. Timid Tiger. This is, I love orange and I love yellows and oranges. I like bright colours, and this is gorgeous. So let's have a look at our orange shades here. So we have, and I can get my fingers to work, we have Pumpkin Pie and Calypso Coral. They're very different. Pumpkin Pie works really nice with it, and I also have a piece of Peach Pie here, so you can see how that sits with those colours as well. Love all this coordination, love it. The colours are different, they're going to have different properties and different uses in what we do. Calypso Coral again is a different shade, but will look brilliant with that. I wonder if any of the, where's Crushed Curry gone? Crushed Curry was quite a yellowy, an orangey yellow. So how does that fit? I quite like that. I quite like the Crushed Curry with it as well. It's rather nice. I think that would be gorgeous for autumn. So there we go. They are the 5 new in colours that will be available from May. If you are a customer, if you are a demonstrator, pre-order starts tomorrow. So of course we had to have some bling, didn't we? We couldn't not. These are called 2527 in colour flat pearls. Let's get these guys out. And they have iridescent shine. Now I'm not sure if the camera's picking them up. They look quite flat on the screen, I think, but in real life they don't. They're gorgeous. But they do have quite a low profile, so if you're worrying about postage, these could be the gems for you. These would work quite nicely on masculine cards as well, because they're not too sparkly. They're more iridescent than sparkle, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I'm not actually going to put those away. So what we're going to do, okay, so I'm going to grab the ink pads and I'm going to set myself up to create a nice simple card that's going to show off all these lovely colours. One of the good things about on stage when you go is if you choose, you can take part in the on stage after hours event, which is where you get to play with new products that you've purchased on a special offer, which I of course had to do. I couldn't possibly not have a go. So there we go. Okay, so I'm going to bring my stamps in. As I said, this is going to be a simple card, so I'm just going to use this little flower. So we put him upside down and we pop a block on top. So that's our stamp, the flat one. I'm also going to use some Stampin' Up masking paper. Now this is a very clever tool. It's very, very thin. You see, compare that to a piece of basic white thick. Can you see how thin that is by comparison? This is far more flexible. This is far sturdier. So I've cut myself 2 strips at 1.5 centimetres. I've got myself a nice white card base. Pop that over there. And a nice white mat. And all I'm going to do is very quickly grab my embossing buddy, and I'm just going to wipe this over my cardstock. And the reason I'm doing that is because I don't want the masking paper to stick too much to my card. So all we have to do is the tricky part, find the backing. This is the backing, this side is sticky. And then all I'm going to do is put a line diagonally across my card. There is no measurements for this. It is literally as you do, as you feel fit at the time. Now, if you have trouble picking things like this apart, take your pick tool, very useful for that. Okay, so let's peel that off. Let's just see, that's going to come up. Yeah, that's going to come up. Top tip, don't rub this down. You don't want to apply too much pressure. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to overlay that one. I don't want it, kind of want it at an angle so that it's got larger portions and smaller portions. How's that going to look, do you think? Yeah, I quite like that. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my trusty embossing mat, and I need a piece of scrap paper. Look, I have a piece of grid paper here. It's a tatty piece of grid paper, but it'll work just as well. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I'm going to stamp over the edges. Let's just put that down there so you can still see. Okay, so let's start with, no, we're going to start with daffodil. No, it's not daffodil at all. It's called Darling Duck, Cary. Get your words right. So I'm going to open up, get my stamp and do my gentle tapping. Tap, 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 tap. See that? It's a brand new stamp pad, so it's quite bubbly. So what I'm going to do is actually put it onto my grid paper first to see if it stamps out. Okay. Tap, tap, tap. And then I'm just going to stamp in this quadrant. And fill the space. I think this can be called, there's a technique called retiform, I think, that might have something similar to this. But I've got a big gap there. But I'm not worrying because I have my little doodaddy bits. My doodaddies. What do you call them? Oh, centres for your flowers. So I'm going to use the solid one. And I'm going to place that down there and pop that on a block. And I'm just going to tap, tap, tap. Try it on the paper. Yes, it works beautifully. Tap, tap, tap. I'm going to go there. Tap. I'm going to go here. Tap, tap. And over here, I think. That's nice because I'm going to put some gems in there in a bit as well. So we've used Darling Duckling. So let's pop that closed so we don't want to get that cross-contaminated. I'm going to use a quick wipe on these stamps. And then I'm going to go for cloud cover. Please, please, please remember this colour will not be true to the paper as well as the ones that you will receive if you purchase them when they become available. I'm doing this just to show the colours. When it becomes available, it'll be true to colour. It'll be the same colour as the cardstock. But for now, I'm going to make do with this. And this is different again. Can you see the colour? And why am I doing them in opposite corners? Well, I'm doing them in opposite corners because I want the tape to dry, the ink on the tape. I don't want to get any cross-contamination going on there. So let's give that stamp a quick wipe and bring out the little dotty bit. I like spots and dots, so I was quite pleased that we can make some really good funky backgrounds with these. I can see them coming into my mind's eye as I speak. We'll just put one there, maybe one in that corner. Okay, give that a quick wipe off. Now, close that guy up and let's go for Timid Tiger. I like orange. Tap, tap, tap. Let's pop it on the paper so we can check it goes okay. Can you see how those colours all work together? I love that fact that these ink pad colours, these ink colours really do work together. Am I done with that? Yes, I think I'll go for spots next. Let's just wipe that, so I don't really want to get it everywhere. Let's do that one. So let's put some spots in there as well. Tap, tap, tap. One there. Tap, tap, tap. There. And over here. 3. Yep, that'll do me nicely. So that's my timid tiger. Now, I'm not going to use Secret Sea, not Secret Sky, for this part. I'm going to save that for my sentiments, but I'm going to use Strawberry Slush now. You're not a pain, Debs. Unfortunately, I don't know when the cloud cover ink is going to be available. All the other colours will be available to you as a demonstrator from tomorrow to order. For customers, it will be available in May. Don't they work well together? I'm really impressed with this. I like it when our colours work as a team. It sounds silly, doesn't it, to say colours working as a team? But I just like it when a plan comes together. What was that? Oh yeah, 18. Showing my age now. Okay, so we got spots. Let's have a spot over there. And we'll have one here. And we'll have another one there. So there we have 4 of our new in colours stamped up onto a piece of white cardstock, basic white cardstock. So if you're new to stamping and you've never used photopolymer stamps before, they do stain, and that's okay. This stamp is clean. It will not give any impression of colour because I have cleaned it. What has happened is the photopolymer has stained, but it's not going to impact your stamping. Okay, so I'm going to pop that to one side. I just want to make sure it's properly dry. And colours will lighten as they dry. Some of them even deepen. Let's go back to the stamp set. I'm going to go for all of the, well no, I'm going to go, thanks for being there so very much. So let's find thanks for being there and so very much. And we're going to use some pieces of card, white card. I'm going to stamp it in order. So thanks. Nope, I need it round that way. And we'll cut these out afterwards. So this is the Secret Sea. Let me just have a piece of scrap so I can check the stamps before I go for my piece on there. So tap, tap, tap. Gentle pressure. You don't need to press down hard. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yes. Can you see that colour? It's gorgeous. If black is too harsh, I usually go for either Night of Navy or Early Espresso or Basic Grey. But I think this Secret Sea could well become one of those go-to colours if you're looking for something a little gentler than black. Let's go for being there. Tap, tap, tap. And straight down, straight up. Perfect. It would help if I had more ink on the stamp. Tap, tap, tap. And I'm going to place that up there. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to cut these up in a minute. And then the final one, so very much. And which way should I say it? Thank you so very much for being there. It says thanks. Thanks for being there so very much. Thanks so very much for being there. Thanks so very much for being there. I think. Thanks for being there so very much. Sounds good. Okay, so we're going to place this one further down here so that I've got room to cut it out. So they stamped beautifully and the colour is gorgeous. I really like that. I'm going to close up this ink pad so I don't make a mess. Whip that out the way, move that out the way. Let's bring our card panel back in. So now I think we can pull our paper up very gently, keeping it almost horizontal so that it pulls off and doesn't pull any of the cardstock. But we've masked off this lovely band, so we're going to have these nice bands going across. I think 1.5 centimetres might have been a bit wide, maybe 1 centimetre would have been better, but you know what, I don't mind. This is just to see how the colours work together. There we go. How's that? Looks a bit like a flag, doesn't it? Could do it that way. We've got choices. So let's get our sentiment sorted out. I'm going to bring out my trusty little old guillotine. It's very elderly. There are much newer ones available, but I'm using this one for now. I am doing this by eye. There is no measurements for this bit. Is that straight? I'm not sure it is. No, it's a bit wonky, so we'll just take it back and we will de-wonk that, hopefully. That's better. And then we're going to do a larger, different shape for that one. Obviously, you could die cut these out if you wished. I'm just going to trim off that little bit at the end there. I don't want that so wide. Thanks so very much for being there. Now, I think I will fussy cut that piece. No, I'm not. I'm going to go with lines because we have the lines on the card panel. And we're just going to line that up there, keep it nice and tidy. Okay, so let's move the rubbish to one side, bring the card base in. I'm going to use some 3D foam for the back, on the back of my panel. I'm going to use my bone folder to make sure my card stands up nice and neatly. Yep. Use some dimensionals. I like dimensionals because they give dimension. And one in each corner and one in the middle is enough. Why do I colour the tops of mine? When you purchase these, they come like this with just white. Why do I colour mine? Well, I colour mine because I work a lot with white cardstock. I work on a light coloured base and it's tricky to see where the little beggars go because once they come off, they kind of go everywhere. So I've started using my stamping blends. You can use any alcohol marker. You can use a Sharpie. There are other brands available. And just colour the top in so that then I always know where they are so that I can find them and not leave them inside my cards or on my card as I have been known to do before. Much neater. So I'm going to go that way round. I'm hoping that I can't really see through the camera because to hover over it when it's in place, pop it down, and let's get our sentiments going. Thanks for being there so very much. We can play around with these. We can move them. We can indeed put thanks up on 3D foam as well. I've got ink. I'm happy. I've been inking. Okay. I'm going to go thanks for being there so very much. Do I want to put those up on 3D as well? Do you know what? No, I don't. I'm going to go, or do I? Yes, go on, Cary, go for it. That's it, just pop them on there, like that. I like Stampin' Up dimensionals because the cover paper on the back comes off so easily. Much easier than any I've ever had elsewhere. Now, this strip is a little bigger than that, so I can use some of my small ones, which I don't have any. There I have. They are there. See, I colour them all in different colours. There is some mini ones, pre-coloured, or I could use some of the outside edges. I don't throw those away, I use those as well. But this time I'm going to just use 3 of the mini dimensionals on the back of here. See how colourful I like things to be. If you have trouble with them, all you need to do is pop your nail in the middle and the end comes up. Okay, so there we are. Now all we need to do is add some bling. So I'm going to bring these back in and let's go. Oh, see, I knew that I'd put them on there so I didn't end up with a white piece. That's why I colour them. So are we going to mix them up? Are we going to use different colours on different bits? Do you know what? Let's just do it. I'm going to use some strawberry slush in with my Tip Tiger. I'm going to go crazy and use lots of them. Oh, that looks so cute. I'm going to go with my Darling Duckling in the cloud cover section. Like that. And then I'm going to have, do I want cloud cover or do I want, no, I like orange and pink together very much. So I'm just going to use Timid Tiger with my strawberry slush. I'm using 3 of each on each section because I want to get all the colours working together. So we'll have some. Do you know what? We're not going to have cloud cover. We're going to put cloud cover in the middle. We're going to have some of the Secret Sea up with the Darling Duckling, because I think that might be a colour combination I quite like. See those? Aren't they gorgeous? Okay, so we're going to put... we got lots on this card. It's very colourful, full of colour. Nothing bad about that at all. And then I'm just going to pop my last cloud cover one down here. There you have it. All the new 25, 27 in colours on one card using minimal supplies to make a really pretty card. I think that's gorgeous. I hope you do. I hope you enjoyed it. So let's just have one final look at these ink pads. So we have Secret Sea, which we used for our sentiment. Lovely. Strawberry Slush, beautiful pink. Timid Tiger for the orange. Cloud Cover, which is this bluey grey colour. And Darling Duckling, which is this dusky yellow. Dusky yellow, that's what I'm calling it. There's the gems, and let's just have a quick and final look at the cardstock. See all of them together. And let's see if I can get them in alphabetical. Oh, actually, I don't know that I want to put them in alphabetical order. I quite like them in that order. So, Secret Sea, Strawberry Slush, Timid Tiger, Darling Duckling, and Cloud Cover. Which is your favourite? Which colour do you think is going to be your new go-to colour? They're all different, but they all work so well together. There you have it. That's all for today from me. I'll be back next week with... I have had a suggestion for somebody has asked, the lovely Lynn has asked if I can do some stamping on patterned paper. So I'm going to have a play with patterned paper and ink and see what we can come up with. Well, that's it for me. Take care, look after yourselves. Thank you and bye-bye.